This was posted in the Webster Herald 8 days ago and was also on the website with instructions on how to put in any of your public comments by email. We did not get any. Karen, I think, has the phone line on the bottom of the screen right now, which is 872-7011. If anybody from the public would like to call in with any comments in the public hearing is about to enact a local law permitting a town engineer to reside anywhere in Monroe County or in an adjoining county within the state of New York. I don't anticipate that there will be, doesn't seem like one of the most controversial public hearings of all time, and that's probably why we didn't get any emails in over the last 8 days.
No, this is something we've batted back and forth, and I think it's good that we're bringing it to a closure and moving it forward.
Yes.
Because we want to hire the best person possible.
Amen. Well, unless anybody has a problem inside of the room with me closing the public hearing, I'm inclined to close the public hearing. Now, with that...
And there is no one present, just so that the public
Right.
understands that.
There's nobody from the public present. That starts, and I think it's been advertised on our April 1st, our next full town board meeting. And I would just say for anybody watching, it's open to the public, but there are certainly COVID restrictions signing up for the meeting. So next up is the actual resolution of that being a law of permitting a town engineer to reside anywhere in Monroe County or in an adjoining county. I'm going to assume, Attorney Genesi, better safe than sorry, this is one I probably should read.
You could probably read the law, that would be fine. Sure.
That's what I meant. Okay, so this motion, resolution of 2021 of the Webster Town Board enacting a local law permitting a town engineer to reside anywhere in Monroe County or in an adjoining county within the state of New York. At a regular meeting of the Webster Board of the Town of Webster, Monroe County, New York, held at the Town Board Meeting Room on the 18th day of March 2021, there were present Supervisor Flaherty, Councilman Dean, Councilman Abbott, Councilwoman Cataldi. Follows resolution was offered. Whereas the Town Board has authority pursuant to Article 2 of the New York State Municipal Home Rule Law to adopt and amend local laws consistent with the New York State Constitution and general state laws in relation to their property affairs or government in relation to the powers, duties, qualifications, number, and other terms and conditions of employment of their officers and employees. And whereas it is in the interest of the town to expand the pool of applicants for the important position of town engineer or engineer for the town, and to permit the town board to be able to appoint those qualified persons of their choice, regardless of whether they are residents of the town of Webster or other political subdivisions. And whereas it is both in the public interest and required by law that a public hearing be held to consider that proposed addition to the Webster Town Code, and whereas it is both in the public interest and required by law that a public hearing be held to consider the amendment of the town of Webster's residency requirements for certain appointed positions to increase and improve the pool of potential qualified applicants for such positions. And whereas a notice of this public hearing was published in the Webster Herald on March 10th, 2021 and posted on the town bulletin board at 1000 Ridge Road, Webster. Whereas a public hearing on the proposed new local law was held in the Webster Town Board on March 18th, 2021 at 7:30 p.m. and all interested persons having an opportunity to be heard at the public hearing. And whereas a short form environmental assessment, EAF, for the proposed action has been prepared and has been submitted to the town board and reviewed by the town board. And whereas it is in the public interest to enact the aforesaid law, now therefore it be resolved That the town board hereby determines that based upon information in the EAF and other available information, the proposed action is designated a type 2 action under the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act, seeker, as it will not have a significant effect on the environment within the meaning of seeker and involve official acts of ministerial nature involving no exercise of discretion and routine or continuing agency administration and management does not require the preparation of environmental impact statement, and therefore no further review under the New York State Environmental Conservation Law, Article 8 is necessary. And 2, that a local law be adopted to establish the position of town engineer and to set forth the residence requires, therefore, such local law to be designated as local law number 1 of 2021. Being enacted by the town board of the Webster, New York as follows. This article is entitled a local law to establish the position of town engineer and residency requirements, therefore. The article is adopted pursuant to Municipal Home Rule Law 10, subchapter 1-I and -2I, K, subchapter 1, that grants to local governments the authority to enact local laws regarding the qualifications of local officers. Furthermore, this article recognizes that the state legislature has made numerous amendments to public officers law and town law, expanding the residency requirements of various appointed public officers and officials in the towns within the state of New York, thereby rendering public officers law and town law special laws with respect to any appointed town officer. Supersession. The article shall supersede any provisions of the town law 20 and 23 and their applications to the offices of the town engineer in the town of Webster. Residency requirements. Number 1, the person holding the office or position of town engineer in the town of Webster need not be a resident nor an elector of the town of Webster at the time of appointment, provided, however, that such person shall reside in the county in which such town is located or adjoining county within the state of New York. Number 2, in the event the office position of town engineer is deemed to be a competitive class position by Civil Service Commission, the appointee shall become a resident and elector of the town of Webster within 6 months of such permanent appointment from the appropriate civil service list. Number 3, this local law shall take effect immediately upon the appropriate filings as required by law. Number 4, the town clerk is hereby authorized and directed to take such action as may be necessary to carry this resolution into effect. That is my motion.
Second.
Councilman Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilwoman Spalding?
Aye.
And just to put a nice ribbon around this, I would like to make a motion to have the town board appoint Mary Harrington as the Webster Town Engineer with an effective starting date on or before Monday, April 19th, 2021.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilwoman DePauli?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Whew. That's a lot of talking even for me, Patty. I will say this, Bill, back when you went to engineering school, if there were 30 people in your class, how many women were in your class?
3.
I think this is great that, really to tell you the truth, when we went through the application process, we narrowed it down really to the two most qualified applicants for the job were 2 women. And congratulations to Mary, and I gotta tell you, I'm really excited for her starting. I think she's gonna do a great job.